growth rings because it never rained before the flood. There were no seasonal changes. And the Bible says that the mist water came from the ground and watered everything. So this is it's actually one of my favorite pieces, Rick. But my favorite piece is this one right here. This is, I found this in 2002. It has this black pitch-like material, what we believe to be pitch. It's a beautiful specimen of petrified wood. Again, you would see the grain here, if you may, and you will not see any growth rings there, or if you may on this side either. And that's what it looks like. Rick, take a look.
Yep, you don't see any growth, rings.
That's correct.
Now, a regular tree, they receive one ring per year. Is that correct?
It's supposed to be one, right?
And isn't that caused by the change of the weather conditions?
With the weather, you may get an extra ring, but it's basically due to seasonal changes.
Seasonal. That's
correct. Seasonal
say.
changes.
I meant to say seasonal.
What happens is that the wood will grow, then it'll stop growing, it'll leave a ring, then it'll grow again, and it just keep, as long as the tree lives, it'll keep creating growth rings.
Okay. Would you say that the rings are actually almost caused by a hibernation in maybe a harsh winter or something?
That could be. That's very possible.
Yeah. I always heard like in the past that I'm not sure how much they really knew. We knew that they called it gopher wood. Right? Is that correct?
That's
what
correct,
the Bible calls it. And I've always heard that gopher wood was actually from a tree that they considered gopher. What came from was a buoyant, very buoyant type of wood, almost like but a light wood. And I'm only going by what I've read in the past, but that it would actually be buoyant like cork, and it would help to support a lot of weight, like all the animals in the world, so or two of the animals in the world. We want to get a little into. Now, you were saying before that that there was a lamination. And I was watching one of the videos that were available through the museum, I guess it was.
That's correct, yeah.
Where is that museum located now?
That's in Tennessee. I believe it's Cornersville.
Cornersville, Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Okay, and people can go there and see.
They could go there. I believe it's open 6 days a week. It's closed on Saturdays.
Okay. Yeah, that would be excellent if you're ever in the area and you'd like to look at some of Ron's discoveries and some of the artifacts that he had brought back from the different locations and photographs and stuff like that. That's an excellent way. Or you can go also on Dr. Michael's website. We're going to show that again at this time, and it's got some information there, and you can contact him and read more about what we're speaking. Of course, we can't give you everything on a program this short, but we would like to. I want to get back into the lamination, and it's something that we're looking at right now. We're looking at a photograph that they used. What kind of radar was that now?
I believe it's a ground-penetrating radar, and they also use the subsurface radar.
Subsurface, okay. And they were able to use this, finding a metal underneath it. Is that correct?
Well, that's correct, but what it is used more, Rick, is to show if something does not belong there, it'll tell you that it doesn't belong there.
Something different than
that's
what's
correct.
Around it.
It could tell you that it doesn't belong there, or if it's man-made.
Okay.
It'll detect something that's out of place.
Right.
And it's not by, let's say, an earthquake or anything like that. Like if there's something buried there, whether it's man-made or if you dug like a 5-foot hole and put a rock there, it'll tell you that rock was not there always, that it doesn't belong there, if you may.
Okay. I understand, like in the Bible, it talks about that they were masters at creating metal and artifacts and stuff.
You talk about, the Bible says Tubal Cain was an artificer of metals and a worker of brass.
Okay.
To create, if you may,